after the office performance and injuries?
Yeah, I don't think we started the game anywhere near well enough again, and it's always tough when you give a quality team like Batley a head start in the game. But once again, we found us way back into the game and found ourselves ruin a couple of missed opportunities that would have actually seen us in front at half time. When things tend to go wrong, they tend to go wrong, and we have done today.
That first half, the fact you going down this slope, is that one of those situations where you thought we need to be ahead at half time, or certainly be close, because obviously it's tougher going upwards?
Yeah, it's one of them, this place. I think there's too much sometimes made of the slope, because when you're playing downhill and you're defending, you've got to retreat uphill. So, whichever way you're playing on the field, you've got to run up and down it, defensively or offensively. So it is a slope and it is an advantage, but I don't read too much into that. I think if we take our opportunities, I think we're going to in the half-time outer there with the lead of around about 12 points, and it then gives you something to work on in the second half.
Obviously you then lose Miles Lawford didn't come out for the second half, obviously Sammy Kabula. What was up with Sammy?
Yeah, listen, the overriding factor of today is immensely proud of a group of people that have stuck together, and that sounds absolutely ridiculous. I know it does when you see the scoreline, but we lost Miles Lawford with a suspected broken collarbone after 25 minutes, and it's the opposite shoulder that has just returned to the team from, so that's a bitter pill to swallow. 3 minutes after half time we lose Sammy Kabula to what we think is a torn hamstring, and then 4 minutes later we lose Chester Butler to what we think is a torn glute. So we're then down to 14 fit men and trying to rotate and get some rest and some recuperation into our big blokes. And as you saw, Batley, full credit to them. I thought it was terrific today, and I wish Craig Lingard and the Batley squad all the very best in the playoffs. There was a period of the game where there was 14 consecutive sets and we touched the ball once and come up with an error. On a clinical team like Batley, they score 4 tries within that period there, and we're staring down the barrel. And it's a tough way to come back.
It's tough for those survivors out there, isn't it? Because they're getting beat, the team's getting beat up in terms of injuries as well, and they're still trying to put in a shift. Yeah,
they are. Yeah, and fair play to George Flanagan there. I think he's done about 70 minutes there, all in all, and at half time he's getting an injection in the thumb injury, which in any other time I would have told him, not asked him, told him that he's coming off, but we're staring down the barrel of having 13 and that's all we could go with. So he's took one for the cause there, and that just typifies George and his fighting spirit and his attitude towards his club and what this club means to him.
Obviously you've still got one more week. It's a case of pretty much patching up who you've got, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We took a reserve team up to Newcastle last night and picked up a couple of injuries up there. So when I got off the bus last night at 9:30, I don't think there's many, maybe one from that group that's a senior player that can come into this group today. And then we had an 18th and 19th man today, and they could come into the group. So fingers crossed, we might be able to put 16, 17 senior players together. And if that doesn't happen, it might be squad number 46. I think we'll be up to then, and another debutant from our striving youth system.
Which is great from the system, but not the circumstances you want to be trying to push people forward into.
No, absolutely not. I'm a big believer in everything's earned, and the guys that have played so far have earned the right to play, and they've not let us down one bit. But if we have to do it this week, I think it'll be out of necessity. And, I know whichever one of the young blokes, or however many have to come in, won't let us down, and they'll fight for the cause until the end. But sure as hell wouldn't like to be in this position if we didn't have the youth system we've got, because I really don't know what it is.
You've got to feel for young Miles as well, haven't you? Because this was a half-back scenario as it is. This was his opportunity, this run of games,
I feel bitterly sorry for him, because he was, again, it's a testament to him as a bloke. He was absolutely adamant last week that he would be all right and he would have a painkilling injection, and as you know, I told him that's not going to happen on my watch. So, he's done everything that's been asked of him in the rehab department, and he's worked really hard with the physios, coming on extra days to get himself in a position to be able to play today. And then, sod's law is that it looks like he's broken the collarbone on the other side. So we can't even say that we pushed him too hard and he wasn't ready, because we didn't. We took real care of him this week and made sure he was ready. But sod's law's happened, and he's got a bad one on the other side.
As a club now, is it just a case of almost a linchpin over the line, getting that last game done, and then those here can sort of sit and rest, and you can just really get on with the rebuild that you obviously want to do?
It's about doing whatever we can to represent this club, in a league fixture for one last time in 2022, and that's what everybody will be committed to do. And we'll do absolutely whatever we can to be as honest as we can be next week, and as close to the best version of ourselves we can be with the people we've got to be.